Afternoon guys, welcome back to part 3 of the Range Rover Sport rebuild. Let's get it in the workshop and start making a start on it. Massive empty space for that Ferrari gone guys, but yeah, welcome to part 3. Just got it in on the ramp, towed it in with the tractor. Gonna crack on now, get it up on the ramp, get the wheels off, get all the wheel arch liners removed. This is all straightforward stuff that I'm not going to video because you don't need to see it. I'll show you once it's out, but we're going to take the wheels off and literally remove the plastic wheel arch liners. It's just a series of bolts and clips. Pull all of those out and then put the wheels back on, because the bolts, we're going to need to get to all of the bolts for the chassis that are underneath those. So that's the plan for a moment. I'll get it up, get that done, and I'll keep coming back in and out and letting you know how we're getting on with it and how far we've come along. Yeah guys, so I did say it's not really worth filming it. I've got a Phillips bit on the end of the drill. It is literally just a series of Phillips screws, and then you've got these little push fit clips, and the same this side. Again, it's just the Phillips screws and the push fit clips. So I'm going to go ahead, get that out, get the wheel back on it. Right guys, yeah, so I've just got that wheel arch liner out, and I thought I'd just, before I put the wheels on, obviously we're not going to be doing a cab lift today, it's quite a lot of work to get to that, but I just wanted to show you roughly what it is that we do have to do. There's one of your mounts there. So you've got one bolt underneath here that you just need to undo. It's a 13mm, believe it or not. That's for your front mount. Then up here you've got like this earth wire, that's going to need to come off. All this wire in here goes into the cab and it goes back into the cab there, so that can stay. You've got this ABS sensor which I've already unplugged, and you simply just pull that out of there. That is now disconnected. You've got that brake pipe there. We'll have to unwind that, take the slide clip out, pull this brake pipe down out of the way and put a clamp on it so that we don't lose the fluid. Then you've got this bolt here, that's for the chassis as well, and then the others are further back, and we'll get to them once we get round to it. Once I get to the back wheel arch, I'll show you like the bolts that we've got in there as well. My friend's now going around taking out those wheel arch liners guys. I just thought I'd make a start on the front of it, get the front bumper removed, headlights, front grille, etc. The front grille just clipped in, it was 4 clips at the top. The headlights, they're quite actually brilliant, Range Rover. You slide that clip up there. I'm not sure if I've got it completely out yet or not. No, I haven't. I need to slide that up a little bit more, and that whole headlight unit actually pulls out. So I'm going to get both of those headlights out and then make a start on that front bumper. It's actually surprising guys, but they do come apart so easy. Like the front bumper, you can see you've got a few 8mm along the top there. There's 2, 4, 6 of those. And then you've got these 2 10mm inside here, but they actually bolt through from this way. Sorry, just point the camera. One there, one there. Then you've got these 2 plugs for your parking sensors and whatever, your fog lights. And the other side there's a water pipe, and that is it. You know, you're done. So I've while I've got the wheels off, got it jacked up in the air, guys. That is now released. There's no reason to not release that while we're there. Again, like I said, I released that earlier. So we've got a couple of bolts and a brake pipe left to undo there. If we move round to the back, my friend's here and he's taken all the back arch liners out. You can't really see, but there's another bolt just down there, not too far. There's one right there. Again, that's about 15, that one on the bottom of there. And then you've got that one right at the back there, if you can see it. It's quite bad light. Yeah, and that looks like that's a 13, maybe a 14 as well. And then the fuel filler pipes will have to be disconnected just here. So there is about half a tank of fuel in it. So it is quite low down, so we can just simply release them from here, put a couple of rubber gloves over the end of it, cable tie them up so that no fuel leaks out. And then just again the brake pipes. So it is, believe it or not, all quite straightforward stuff. I know it'd be scary to anybody, but I mean, I'm not scared. I'm going to give it a go. We'll see how we get on with it. Back shortly. Right guys, all told, that's probably been about an hour. That's all stripped off, front panels out. Everything's been disconnected. That's going to go down through the hole when the cab comes up above. Water bottle, it was all clipped into the front panel. That's all completely stripped off now. just literally under there, got a brake pipe and the actual mount that holds the Shab 2, the chassis to undo. I've now moved round to the back. I'm going to strip the back lights out, get the back bumper off, wind the spare wheel down and crack on with that. So around the back here, guys, obviously you've got to take the back lights out. You've got 2 Phillips screws on there, and you want to put a little tool in there, little plastic trim tool, just to push that out because it's got a couple of clips in it. That back light will come out. I've popped this cover off already, really easy. Just get under one end of it and it pops straight out, and you've got 4 trim clips in there holding it. You've got the same again with this back light, and then you've got a couple of bolts just inside the edge of the bumper there to undo, and it will come straight off. I'm laying underneath here, guys. I just wanted to give you a view of what one of these cab mounts looks like. It's actually straight in between the lower arm there and straight up, and that's 6 I've taken out so far, and that's just on the rear end. And these are the bolts here, guys, that I've just taken out. There's 4 there. I've loosened one the other side and the other one's just come out. So yeah, back bumper's off as well, back lights are out. It's actually really simple to work on, which is absolutely brilliant. I've just noticed these behind here. I didn't even see those. I did find a detachable tow bar in the boot, so that's handy. That's another thing it's got that can go with it, and a dog guard as well. That's going to be it for tonight, guys. I did make a start on this about 3 o'clock, and it's now coming up for 20 past 7. So I'm going to go home, have some dinner and be fresh for tomorrow morning, and let's get this cab lifted off this chassis. Morning, guys, it's the next day now. Nice fresh start. I've been right round the car last night before we finished. Just checked that every single bolt is undone. Everything is all pushed out the way. All the wiring's lying on top of the engine. So fingers crossed, we are ready to go. We're going to be lifting it up a little bit. I'll probably stop filming, just run round and check that there's nothing hanging down, and then we'll go for the full lift. You ready, mate?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
A little bit?
Yeah. Little bit more. Yeah, a little bit more. Right, hold it there, let's have a check. Right, we've checked round it, guys. I'm trying to get at the best possible angle I can. So hopefully this is okay for you. Yeah, go ahead, mate. Yeah, go on, keep going. I'm just going to move angles, guys. Yeah, go ahead, mate. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's right off, nothing's hanging, go straight up. Just going to shut that bonnet, guys. Don't want that hitting the roof. We're good, mate, yeah, go ahead. Just move angles again, guys. Check that out, guys. Cab off the chassis. Let's pull this chassis out and make a start on getting those heads off. It's really surprising how easy that was to remove that, guys. Starting from bringing it in yesterday to now, it's took 4 hours to actually lift that off. I'm just going to show you all the mounting points. There's one there, there, and there. We had to wind the spare wheel down as well. I didn't do that on camera. And then you've got exactly the same mounting points on the other side. It's absolutely incredible the way that this works. And again, so surprising how easy that was to do. Let's get on with it. That's the diesel pump removed off the end of the cam there, guys. I'm going to go ahead now, take this cam out, lift it out, undo all the head bolts, all the exhaust manifold bolts, and try and get this pulled out. So that's the last cam out now, guys. which reveals all 8 head bolts. We're going to have to go ahead, release this EGR system and the exhaust manifold, and then we'll get on with getting this head off, and we'll do an inspection on the inside of it. Right guys, I'm thinking that that should be everything disconnected now. I've disconnected the turbo, the EGR valve, wound all the studs out of the turbo so that the manifold comes off with the head. I'm now just cracking off the bolts. I've got 3 or 4 of them loose. I'm going to get on and do the rest of them. Right guys, literally I undone those bolts and it lifted straight off exactly as I thought. There's not actually any damage in any of these pistons, but on this end one where we did the final test, I've cleaned it up. You can't really, well you probably can see those tiny little silver nicks. So that piston has touched the valve. I've got the head upside down on the bench. Let's go to that and I'll show you what we've come up with. Right guys, this is not a foolproof test rather, but we're just putting a bit of penetration fluid onto the valves. These are all the cylinders that we checked, and if you look, they are all holding the penetration fluid. It's all staying in there, none of it is seeping away, it's all staying there. And when you get to this end one, we'll spray a bit more on guys so you can actually see it. You can see it all disappearing straight round that edge there, and this is the cylinder that we couldn't get to hold pressure, it was leaking air. So we have got a bent valve here guys, that's going to be the one that we change. Fingers crossed the other side is in as good condition as this, because this is fantastic news for the rebuild of this engine. If the other side is like this and no worse, then we are going to go ahead and repair this engine, and I'll get on with it straight away. Right guys, yeah, I've just got the spring off. We're going to slide this valve out now. There's your spring, first one. I don't know if I showed this before guys, but everything is all in order with labels on it as well. And there's the valve. I'm going to do a little bit of a video now guys on how we test the valves. We'll get straight to it. So guys, I've been doing various tests on these and swapping these valves around, seeing if we can see a difference. And I just thought I'd record this part because it's pretty much the last test we're going to do. Listen to the difference in the sound of the note on the valves. Completely different. This one's like high pitched, this one's low. So if we can pop this one back out, we've just fully inspected it. I don't think the camera's going to pick it up. We've swapped them around again. And if you listen to it the other way around, it's actually swapped sides. So this valve here, after we've just properly inspected it, I'm just going to try and, that's that one, isn't it? Yeah, this one here, I'll try and get it on the camera. You might be able to just see that there. Yep, you can. It's actually got a crack right through the centre there. So this was the issue, why it was leaking off. I'm going to have to go and replace this valve. Just a little bit of an update guys, just got the oil pump housing off, and this is the bit that was damaged. The people that was asking was it a crack in the block, obviously now it is plain to see that it is literally this unit. So yeah, that's off. Massive shout out to Ireland 4x4, just sorted me out all the parts. I will put their website in the description. Got the new valves there, the 2 new valves that it's going to have, the timing belt kit. I've got the belt kit for the diesel pump as well, thought I'd do that, oil filter, new head gasket, complete headset there. So basically pretty much got a sump gasket there as well. Got everything we need apart from this new oil pump. The only one they had in stock was the Chinese one, and it didn't come recommended. So I'm going to have to wait out until Monday, Tuesday to get the updated version of this. I've been looking on the forums and chatting to a few people about this, and it seems to be, some people said it was a manufacturing fault, but the guy actually said at the place where I went to get the bits, when they serviced the cars, people changed this tensioner and they slightly over tighten it, and after a short while it does crack and it breaks off, and that is the cause of it. So yeah, really get in there with it, guys. You can see there it's all stripped out, there's no brakes in that engine block whatsoever. I've got the other head up on the bench, I've got the valves here now, so we're going to go ahead, get those valves seated in, and then start reassembling this side of the engine. So guys, so these are the old valves, and it'll be silly to put just one valve in that cylinder, so we're going to change both of them. These are the new ones. We've got the lapping paste here, and we're just lapping this one in. Then we'll go ahead, get the other one lapped in, and we'll start assembling this head back together and get it back on the car. Right guys, as you can see, got those new valves in there, all fitted. It's all been cleaned up. Springs and collets are back in there, so it's all held in. It's going to be a wrap for today on working on the car, but tomorrow I'm going to concentrate, get those cams put back in there, all the followers back in, and crack on with trying to get this head all back on there, get the other one stripped out and then built back up, and yeah, we'll go from there. I just want to say again, thank you very much to all the new subscribers. I really do appreciate it, and I hope everybody enjoys this video. I've made it as long as I possibly can, and I've included as much as I can. I know everybody was really looking forward to this part 3. Obviously there is going to be a few more parts to this video, and I hope that you enjoy that as well. As usual, please let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I did just want to make a note, it was in yesterday's video, but unfortunately half of it got lost. I appreciate all your comments. I will always comment back whenever I can. It does get quite busy sometimes and I can't get through them all. I do have to take some sleep at some point. When you do make a comment, guys, please, if you can, refrain from swearing. There was a couple in there with swear words. I had to remove them. My channel doesn't have age restrictions on, so I do get the youngsters watching the videos, and it's not very nice for them if they are reading through them. I really appreciate it. Once again, guys, thank you very much. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing, share my videos, give me the thumbs up, and let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.